And welcome back to another Tales of Tribute game. Going first this time, picking Alessia as usual, opponent going Red Eagle and Saint Pelin. So let's try hunting, and let's play the most power-hungry, power generating decks in the game. We go first, pick up the Conquest. That one's pretty much a no-brainer. Conquest is a great card to pick up early. And let's see what we go with for next. We can try and mess around with Ansei, because we do have a lot of power this turn and not much else to do with it. Nothing else really comes up to me. I would like to make my deck smaller with Bonfire or Rack Picker. Those are both good. Opponent has a big gold turn, so that means he's going to have the power turn next, which means I should not use the Ansei this turn, because if I use the Ansei this turn, he's just going to turn it back against me. So yeah, so I'm not going to use the Ansei this turn. I don't think it's worth the 2 power. Let's just spend our... We can either work on our economy or buy the Rack Pickers. I think this early in the game, I think working on economy is a bit better. We only have one good card in our deck, which is the Conquest, and that's it. Later in the game, Rack Picker and Bonfire become much better. Once I have at least 2 or 3 good cards, then I can start to think about using the Rack Picker and Bonfire to make my deck a bit more efficient. But for now, let's just wait and see what my opponent does. He got a lot of power, and he uses that to kill his stat. Okay, so he doesn't really do much. He's working more on his economy as well. He'll be able to start to afford good cards soon. Meanwhile, I am not going to do very much. I'm not even going to use the Ansei power. I want to see when he's used all this power stuff up, then I can use the Ansei power, and I'm sure I'll get a little bit more value out of that. My opponent is still working on economy, so I'm just going to buy the Bonfire. There is really nothing else good in the Tavern right now, so I'm not going to... Yeah, let's not use the Rebel, because Alessia not really showing up. I'm not interested in using Alessia power this game because I already have one Conquest, and that's already a win condition on itself. Alessia by itself, I have already made the decision that because there's so much power involved in this game, we already got the Fortify, the Reach power card, the Pelin power card, we got Hunting, we got one more Hunting power card. With all this power in the game, I think it's very possible we can just win just by buying all the power cards that show up. This is nice for us. I think if we push Ansei to our side, we can afford the Karthman Hunter, which deletes one more card from our deck, which is exactly what we're looking for. Essentially, we just want to draw our Conquest over and over again until we win. So this is a good start. Our opponent is surprisingly even with us in terms of prestige, and he's been just pressing the Tavern every turn, so that's quite interesting. Not pressing the Tavern, pressing the Treasury every turn, so that's quite interesting. We do get to afford this, our second Conquest, and now I think we're very, very far ahead of our opponent. At this stage, our deck is much smaller. This was a mistake. I should have used the Conquest to buy the Midnight Raid. I'm so used to using Conquest in the power mode that I forget that Conquest also has another mode that says you can acquire a card with the Tavern with the cost of 4 from the Tavern. I should have picked up the Midnight Raid. That was a mistake. Playing too fast. Now my opponent plays Shahai Summoning to bring things back to the top of his deck, but he has no good cards in his deck, so I don't see much point of that. So I guess next turn he has stacked his deck, so he has like 9 gold next turn. That will allow him to get Ansei's victory. The question is, I'm not sure Ansei's victory is enough for him to come back after this, because we are very, 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 very far ahead of him in terms of prestige, and our cards also generate quite a lot of power. Like he buys the Ansei, but look at what he's up against. My deck, I'm drawing my power cards every 2 turns essentially. Like my upcoming turn is this, and that's just like so. He shuffles with a White Straight, which is wrong. He should shuffle with a Blackmail. Hero's End is nice. I can't afford it, but it's nice. I'm just gonna do that, and that's no question. We just got 6 power, and we're gonna get another load of power this turn because we have got like 3 good power cards now. So this is very reminiscent of classic Tales of Tribute, you know, back when it first was released. There's not so much deck manipulation available to us right now. We're just going pure power, keeping my deck small. Let's not buy anything more. Like none of these cards are good. We don't need to buy any of these. Maybe Aelic Quartermaster, if we could afford it, we would use it for the card draw. But there's no need to do anything right now. We can just chill, relax. We're at 35 power. We're gonna win next turn, and not much my opponent can do about it. You know, buying all those. He did transform his entire starting hand to treasuries. That's good, but I was just buying all the cheap cards and just rushing my way to victory. And there's not much else I should do. I don't even need to use any patron powers because I'm not close to patron loss. Yeah, so yeah, that's a short and sweet game.